Welcome to the Battle of Psychics. The people who participate in this project want to prove to the whole country that they have supernatural abilities. They go through the most difficult tests. They do things that go against common sense. They are fighting to win our battle. Now we have 8 psychics left, but one of them will have to leave our project today. So we begin new trials.
Clairvoyance guess on the palm of the singer Vaikule is hiding.
Operations were performed more than one person, 100.
Does the psychic see the crown of celibacy?
She immediately got the gist of it.
A death in an apartment.
A note ad is written, do not contact the police or an ambulance.
What is it, a double suicide or a premeditated crime?
Murder involved somehow?
Psychics say that in 80% of cases, it is women who turn to them. And most often, they are trying to improve their personal lives. And it is true that very many single women feel that a mysterious crown of celibacy has been placed on them. Does he really exist? Does it really need to be removed? And most importantly, how to do it? Before our psychics answer these questions, they have to find women who wear the so-called crowns of celibacy.
Before the test, we gathered together these completely different women, 7 of them. Look at these faces, don't notice anything unusual. 5 of these women are happily married and 2 others have never been married. Their personal lives don't stick. Men don't invite on a date and go around the... Among these women, there are 2 who believe that the real one lies on them. So our psychics have to find them. Is it possible to see the crown of celibacy with the naked eye? Test your intuition. Maybe you can identify the 2 women among these who are unlucky in their personal relationships. Very soon you will find out whether you managed to make the right choice. Our psychics will not have any clues. We took all the married women their wedding rings. Could it be possible to accidentally make the appropriate choice? We'll attempt to assess 10 ordinary men, believing they are experts on female psychology. A single sees himself differently.
Offers, advertises. The girl is enveloped in that.
It's not anymore.
Girly.
The look is feminine.
It's doubtful a girl that lovely remains unmarried. They embarrassed the girl. I believe everyone
Deserves to be married.
Beautiful faces, but neither of them could ever find 2 unmarried. Will our clairvoyants be able to find 2 women who bear the seal of loneliness? So that the girls did not say anything extra during the tests and did not give themselves away in any way. The experiment will be overseen by incorrigible skeptic illusionist Sergei Safronov. The first to look for 2 wines of celibacy will be Alexander Agapit.
Hello, Alexander. Greetings. Can you identify him?
I hope I can.
In front of you, there are 7 girls. 5 are happily married, and 2 have significant issues in their personal lives. Can you tell us who they are?
I was a woman myself in a past life, so if I don't find that woman now, that for me, of course it will be. I was a Chinese woman, so I use Chinese cards. The person standing on the left side is wearing blue attire. This girl, they quickly came to mention this here.
Especially my psyche.
It feels this way, and if this shade of blue Even double checked mine. Guess it.
So, right now, I will request those two girls who appear to bear the crown of celibacy to stand up. Suddenly. Thank you so much, Alexander, and farewell.
But I don't believe, and my card is never a fraud.
Nonetheless, these two women,
Unlike the others,
the participants of the experiment, did not see Alexander Agapit any psychic abilities.
He could tell. Does he have information or something?
In that spirit.
was extremely upset. He had a plausible excuse for his unfortunate failure.
I just don't believe this girl because she had sex with the same man repeatedly.
The appearance of the young wizard Roman Fat at first greatly enlivened our ladies. The psychic's gaze immediately silenced them.
He pointed sideways, and I had the feeling that I was rising.
Amazingly, not a minute had passed before Roman Fat made his choice.
What about this girl? It continues.
As per my grandmother's family,
In my opinion, from the mother's side, she lived somewhere in your village for years, something like that. One of the residents of this village is a matter. Moreover, it doesn't work as if the whole sometimes works.
Selectively.
That is exclusively me.
indeed, everyone believes that mother was cursed, and the reason for this is the extraordinary beauty of this woman.
I wonder if it was jealousy.
The gypsy Aza always works with her cards, and they immediately led her to the lonely arena.
Well, celibacy. I don't see you blaming celibacy, so when a person remains alone for the rest of his life, what's not to blame? There have simply not met. You're not alone, but I want to say you have syndrome of...
I'm ready to speak. This girl.
Additionally, this girl.
I see. Congratulations to that.
Let's applaud the...
I have an innocence card that can only be used on an innocent woman. She is experiencing this girl. Imagine how happy she would be.
The man
Who gets it?
The clairvoyant Gulnara Bragina only had to look at 7 women to unmistakably identify the singles, easily and simply. Many congratulations. Out of 4 psychics, 3 have successfully coped with our task. So does the crown of celibacy actually exist? Can people with paranormal abilities perceive it?
What? It managed it.
Are you embarrassed that everyone keeps talking about it?
However, the subsequent psychics failed one after the other. Even ritual objects couldn't help them. Not otherworldly forces.
I can't just call him now. Step outside for a moment.
Today had the worst result. Tried on facial expressions, the eyes, something like that.
The latter passes the test of a psychic. Nahigrian, as always, with his faithful assistant, the magic wand.
This girl is 100% married. I won't even think about...
Why did you decide that?
Her husband pays for the apartment they live in, and her husband is a programmer, most likely. This girl seems to be facing personal issues, possibly involving a very serious matter with her child. I believe I'm ready to make my decision now. This girl... And this... And it's clear. They won't say that she has any problems in her personal life. We're going to marry some man. Well, it didn't work out, but I don't see any problems with her. But in this girl, I see a rock in her. I would say something so small. There is a man next to you. He is also a little dark.
True.
Yes.
I immediately had an apartment question. It was as if he had come to live with her. Yes, he is. And now they have a lot of quarrels here in the family.
Really often.
Yeah.
There is another question.
Firstly, let's inquire which husband here is a programmer.
What husband programmer? She has lived in Moscow for the past few years, most likely working somewhere in advertising. Well, I'm like an open book.
Nona is talking, right?
However, it appears the information came straight husband, that is.
As it were, in terms of character in relationships and in various contexts.
My great surprise is that it named so many details of facts that could not simply be a... He looked at me and said, this is a case.
Impressive, yes. The challenge was to find 2 girls. She found one. God stand what she then did. She told everything about each girl specifically. The facts said what no one knew.
Despite the fact that psychics, Kidirian, failed to find 2 single women at once, she seems to have managed to surprise everyone involved in this experiment. But in our next test, will take part a woman who has never complained about the lack of male attention and does not need a special introduction either.
Lifeline and Deathline Psychic alone with the hand of a true star. This death was arranged tragically and sadly.
They are lying there with bags over their heads.
What really transpired in this Yaroslavl apartment?
It was not a suicide, she murdered.
Many clairvoyant fortune tellers begin to talk about the past.
And predict the future.
Along the lines of a man's hand. How accurate is this method? We decided to test our next test before the psychics only the hand of a man the whole country knows.
We invited pop star Lina Vaikule not by chance. Her creativity, know and love her appearance, admire her style, try to imitate thanks to newspaper publications. Personal life of the singer is also well known, but should you believe everything that is written in the newspapers? Is that what we want to check? Laikules will be here on this chair from the psychic, separated by a dense, impenetrable screen. It's impossible to peek. The clues are excluded through a small hole. The singer will be able to show the clairvoyant only his palm. Will psychics reveal the entire truth about the life of a pop star? Can they interpret the lines accurately? What does Waiba Wake herself hide from everyone? Our guests approach everything paranormal with Baltic coldness.
Superstition is considered a sin. Therefore, everything that concerns psychics is probably not very good either. I wouldn't want to go, for example, to a psychic to find out what awaits me tomorrow.
Roman Fast is the first to undergo the test, with a black impenetrable screen and a hand before him.
The person about whom?
He is completely unaware of anything yet.
Line of mind. A dedicated and intelligent individual. Throughout his life, he has used his intellect to generate wealth.
Not with his hands.
A person has aspiration both in creativity and career. That is what is called a breakthrough person. I visualize people dancing.
Guys.
Girls. Hard lines is sufficiently provided with additional lines that says there were particularly many lovers. From what I can observe, there were several life partners. I can't provide an exact figure, but it is certainly at least a dozen. Not the Black Sea. Very cold enough. The countries.
Hello.
Very nice to meet you.
Me too.
All right, how did you find out about the Baltic Sea?
I received information. That is, first of all, I always work.
By feeling,
You can't say anything about this man.
without giving anyone in the crew a heads up, Lima conducted her own test.
This is probably one of my closest friends who died. In November, his wife, who is a friend of mine, inquired if there was anyone of worth. Meanwhile, how he feels now, I was simply fulfilling her request.
What can Roman Fat discern from this picture? Will he notice that the man is no longer alive?
The person experienced significant pain, particularly during their childhood within the family. Also find that has heart problems.
Okay, thank you.
The Slavic sorcerer left the singer unhappy with the new medical diagnosis seen in the photo, as well as the statements about various romantic relationships. She met her only husband, Andrei Latkovsky, in her early youth, and despite the crowds of admirers and suitors, never cheated on him. At least so says Leib herself, and numerous claim that their marriage is registered in Las Vegas, so it is not considered official and the singer does not oblige anything. Will they be able to figure out Lima's personal life? Other clairvoyant tests? Psychics get nervous. Alexander Agapitus literally couldn't find a seat for himself from excitement. The psychic treated the palm that appeared in various unusual ways, including giving her a massage. He used iron rods to touch her. Placed the dice in her hand with a word of promise. In the end, Alexander came to a conclusion.
As of now, she is unmarried and has never been married.
Well, officially speaking,
For some reason, I have this.
the word sports.
The athlete has a passion for sports, pulling out the card. After all, she is an athlete.
Hello. Valery Leontiev, how have you been?
Why an athlete? Do you like fitness?
Playing sports is my passion, though I wouldn't label myself an athlete. Because I only did it to support myself.
Though the psychic shared much about her, it left the singer disheartened.
This woman has 2 children. Well, to be honest, a lot of men.
Conceivably, it's even.
Writer.
Composes articles, stories, or various writings.
Absolutely nothing, not even a hint of closeness.
There were additional questions. The photographs also did not increase confidence in psychics.
It's so cold.
The last to guess on the palm will be the gypsy Aza Petrenko. And if she couldn't talk about Lime Vaikul, she would have to admit the truth that telling about the possibilities of was a complete myth.
The palm feels extremely soft. Only you can have such a delicate palm.
Truly creative individual.
Perhaps dancing or singing.
Well, with dancing?
Something is also related, but he most likely sings. Men's hearts are poured out to conquer, but in life she carries one man, and for many years. No more children, there will be no children in the future.
Every statement from clairvoyant Lima Vaikule was received with a smile, yet when the gypsy touched upon the lifeline, the singer's expression shifted.
And the lifeline was fractured, revealing either a very serious ailment or something was connected as if between life and death, but it continues, it will coalesce over time. That's one.
991 broke the singer's life literally after progressive cancer left no chance, it seemed, even after surgery. And only an iron will and the desire to live helped the singers to stand on their feet.
This disease needs to be forgotten and left behind, absolutely, because it is actually left behind. The lifeline is actually very long.
After calming the person behind the screen, the clairvoyant told about the problem that still has to be fought.
There is a minor issue with the liver. It exists. Exclude alcoholic beverages, absolutely, and it is better to drink, of course, milk thistle. Can the left arm? I think a woman would not be offended if she went for it. Undergone multiple plastic surgeries, a face. problem is with more from me.
Hello.
Excuse me.
You got it absolutely right. Thank you very much.
It was. No offense, no.
Everything was very nearly identical apart from the plastic. Incidentally, I don't possess a single schwan, nor have I ever engaged with any.
Plastic.
I feel this not be accurate, but every woman should maintain her secrets, and regarding plastic, it indeed is. In terms of surgery and knives, that I am certain about.
This was when I had my meniscus removed. Overall, he has a lot of similar traits. Everything just aligned perfectly with my characteristics. Well, that's just how I see myself.
Well, judging by the results of this test, only Aza's gypsy was able to truly surprise Lima Vaikule. And I'm pretty sure Aza Petrenko won't be the psychic who leaves our battle today. Although who knows the decisive test? Still ahead, real horror prevents this woman from sleeping. For 2 years in this apartment, mother and son passed away with a difference of 12 volumes. There were no witnesses.
His death, as if it would go on your head.
What will psychics see here?
He's covered in blood like he's cut out. She committed suicide and he was killed by her.
Have you ever watched the Battle of Psychics? I'm Mikhail Porechenkov. Today, 8 individuals with paranormal abilities are about to face their ultimate test. They will be at the designated place in a few hours, completely unaware of what lies ahead. Early in the morning, a bus with psychics leaves from the center of Moscow to another city. The clairvoyants do not know that they are taking them to Yaroslavl.
Maxim, just look at this.
Psychics in Yaroslavl eagerly anticipate helping a woman who deeply needs their assistance. For the past 2 years, Vera has lived in constant fear and anxiety, facing insomnia and distress. But her biggest concern is for her children. Very peculiar occurrences consistently trouble Vera's youngest son. He suddenly starts choking, his gaze wanders oddly, and he fears to sleep. The room turns pitch dark in the dead of night. Laughter heard. When I enter, I see he stares blankly with unsettling silence. He's grown up now.
Maxim?
Who communicates in such a manner? Uncle, everything is beyond reality. Where she lives is housing for her relatives. 5.5 years ago, 2 people died here, a mother and a son. September 2002. 19-year-old Artyom Cherkolov came from the army for a visit. The soldiers released her home for a few days at the request of her mother, who claimed she was terminally ill and needed help.
The last time we talked to her was before Artyom arrived. Sat with me in Tambor, so we smoked, and she showed me her tongue and said, "I have a cirrhosis." He shows me a black tongue. He tells them I'm dying.
Arriving on vacation, Artyom simply did not leave his mother, did not meet anyone. The guy left the house only a few times to talk to his father, who had long lived with another family. But one day the son did not come out to meet his father for some reason.
Drove up. After finishing my work, I created 3 signals. I faced with death. I am unable to pass by myself.
On the very same day, a neighbor of the Cherkolovs received a letter from Lyubov, Artem's mother, asking her to feed the cat, as she and her son had gone to visit relatives. Upon entering the apartment, the neighbor nearly fainted in shock.
There were photos of her, Artyom, in the kitchen, some other photo. A note was written. Ira, don't call the police and the ambulance.
I opened the door.
They're lying there with bags on their heads.
Love and Artyom Cherkolova left several suicide notes in a note to his father. Artyom asked to bury them with their mother in the same grave, but Vasily, having learned all the circumstances of this tragedy, came to the conclusion that his ex-wife killed their son with her own hands and then committed suicide.
I decided to keep them apart. The negative influences I can't endure much longer.
What happened in this apartment 5.5 years ago until now?
Unknown.
Why are inexplicable things happening here that prevent Vera and her family from living? Is this related to the tragedy? They will try to answer these questions. During their work, the father of the deceased Artyom and ex-husband, his mother Vasily, as well as Komsomolskaya Pravda journalist Lyudmila Shah will be at the monitor. Who was leading the investigation into the deaths of the mother and son?
They didn't have any potent sedative medications.
Regrettably, only a few versions are available.
Which could be?
Would you like to understand why this happened?
The clairvoyants will be met by Vera, a woman who now lives in a strange apartment. The gypsy Aza is starting the test. Hello, my name is Vera. I live here in this apartment. But strange things are constantly happening in this apartment. They scare me, they interfere with living. That's what happens here.
By the way, one card and think about the answer yourself so that they can tell me now. I'll say you don't have any good luck in the house at all. Your wheel of fortune stopped after the deceased person died in this apartment. First of all, we must illuminate the apartment, because you will not have anything good in this apartment. I don't wish this on you, but it's absolutely, to be honest, I'm telling you, you don't need a psychic, a fortune teller, or a grandmother. You only need a priest. You only need a priest. You must illuminate the apartment, or you're the wheel of fortune. Luck, stand still. I won't turn to you. I won't remain here for family well-being. Specifically, what is associated with two stumps, family well-being, what is associated with marriage? Can we look at your right hand? Marital status, 2 marriages. Oh my Lord, my third marriage. Well, they all just really pay attention to this. And one more thing I want to say. You may believe in this, you may not believe in this, you know. There are the one who guards your house, protects you. You don't have it. They just say it's called differently. You can say, bringing a bad soul into the apartment. Death is associated with a man. Is there a murder?
And the people he knew, the soul lingering between the earth and the afterlife.
It seems to me that death is still apparent from within the house. It appears that a woman...
Them
close, well, not quite, here's a murder, and I kind of, to be honest, suspect them.
They tie in between.
Bound precisely by death, bound here she is, how she falls together until death.
A forensic medical analysis revealed that Artyom Cherkolov passed away before his mother did.
Equality in time, somewhere 12 hours. The death of the son alongside his mother.
Petrenko confirmed Vera's fears that the apartment is not good, and the reason for this was the death of a man and a woman. Moreover, the clairvoyant, psychic Roman Fat entered the apartment too. But as soon as he got to work, a complete surprise happened. His energy turned out to be so strong that the hostess simply could not be next to him. No.
I have such icy hands. I feel ill.
I wanted to escape. They drained my energy, extracted all this from me.
After Vera forced herself back into the room, the harrowing ordeal continued.
Hang here before?
Absolutely.
I have...
The spirit of man wanders. That is, a soul, a dead woman. A man is dying in excruciating agony. But he's of youth.
I can't comprehend. Why choose death? Or
Everything looks like suicide.
Note that Psychic Fat is sure that suicide occurred, just as Azahi correctly indicated that everything happened in this room. Why did our next clairvoyant, Nona Kedirian, enter the apartment and immediately head to the bathroom?
Not like it. I don't like it very much. In general, I can get an image of a bloody man. A man who has facial stubble, he is unshaven.
He is somewhere like this, a little above you. So he wasn't alone. He had brown, dark brown features, something similar, also deep-set eyes. In this bath, he is all like this.
Lies without
Consciousness, without signs of life, he is covered in blood. His head was here, here the water is drained, but here the blood is here.
We were about to stop Nona, because she was definitely wrong. The mother and son's bodies were discovered in the room, not the bathroom. A completely unforeseen circumstance emerged. Nearly a year ago, Vera's brother had attempted suicide in this very bathroom. He pleaded for forgiveness and father saying farewell, but when questioned, he pondered his actions, wondering why he did this, why like this. It's baffling. The suicide attempt was unsuccessful. Vera's brother was saved by the clairvoyant Nonna Kadirian, as if she had seen his whole life.
This boy is being sucked in like a funnel of some kind. His misfortune follows one after another. I witnessed his accident. He collided with a man. The metal was twisted and he was judged.
Actually, no, I don't.
His fault.
Well, yes, they pleaded not guilty a long time ago. What was it about the car? I didn't feel that he was alone sitting next to him. Yes, there were girls, and there they were hit at high speed, that is. The man lay there, seemingly ready to part with life.
And he tried himself there.
Yes.
You know, that's where his phantom remained. He needs to be cleaned from there, since a person has the property of returning to his phantom, not in this bath. In another bath, he will return to him from this bath. We need to burn this phantom, all the information to take. I can do it, I can clean it, but there is one big one. Well, other psychics just didn't see it.
Well, then after everything is settled, can you manage?
Absolutely, of course. I'll definitely clean it for you.
However, the following psychics ceased to see at all that either not the death of a mother with her son in the room, nor the suicide attempt in the bathroom. Instead, they tried to question faith themselves about what happened here.
Does all of this feel uncomfortable? Yes, it does all the time. Could it be yours, man? There's something here.
I don't know what happened here.
Maybe many, many years ago, something was unknown here, and the bruises were never discovered on themselves, no.
Other psychics experienced it too.
An elderly woman drowned.
There's an energetic cluster here. This apartment is on fire.
Greetings.
Can you sit down?
When the final participant of the experiment, Tursumay Zakirova, simply dozed off, we were on the verge of halting filming, but unexpectedly, a Tajik clairvoyant opened eyes.
These individuals. Dead Souls 2 displays 2 in this location.
So who is it?
Man, woman 2. Not at rest. Something was standing here somewhere.
Torsuna simply felt awful and was almost absent from the room, but gradually she shared more details about the incident here.
These places indicate that you were dragged here and there was blood everywhere, and those who present too.
You were right. It turns out that Artyom's blood was all over the apartment, but someone, perhaps the mother herself, was careful.
Washed away.
It was in the hallway. She cleaned up and washed it, apparently already in such a state that a few drops were left near the exit doors.
They didn't even let in, preventing me from revealing it. It was indeed murder.
Her ex-husband, the deceased father of her son, insisted that he wanted to talk to Truzuna personally. At his request, she agreed to ask questions of her dead son after learning his name.
What caused his death is this cut. Here I see bleeding. They thought it he himself, she him. That's why they choked me. Don't tell.
Did she take his life? He resisted.
I forced her. She was unaware, deceitful. Not a pure power controlled her, indicating that this is necessary. She appears not healthy.
Didn't want to commit suicide.
But it wasn't suicide. It was she who killed him. Then she repented that she had killed him. She killed herself. Now they're dead. Now even couldn't be made. Calm down. Eventually you'll blame her. See, she's... No need candles, just give them...
We will not show you everything that Tursa did further, since it is no longer relevant to our test. However, both Vera and the father of the murdered Artyom are sure that Tursuna saw what really happened here, because she will feel all this so clearly that there is some kind of collapse there.
She's standing right there.
To her, how it would really be conveyed, and that's why she treated him so sensitively.
It was even pathetic. I must have seen that she really gave herself completely. I really immersed myself there, and it was scary there. We were just scared for her. It's a pity to look at. It's just clear that she is a very strong person, that not every person can be as deep.
This was the last test for psychics today. Ahead, the decisive moment at the council of the jury will become clear. Who was the best this week? Who will have to leave our battle?
Image on audacious, impudent witches who show no results.
Weak, in my opinion, of course, Alexander is a parent.
Jen is ungrateful.
And you are grateful.
In a minute, one of you will leave. We have a few minutes to make a very important decision. We must name the psychic that we need to leave our project today, and of course decide who became the best on this.
Weak. As for the best psychics, on my test I can single out 3 Fat, Golnar, and Az. It was these 3 psychics who completely coped with the task, and 7 girls too lonely. I don't know how they did it. However, it remains a mystery to me when I personally saw these women. I'm really confused.
Did you really fail specialists?
For women, when I encounter a girl in life, I actually do.
Yes, I already understand that nothing stops you. All right.
Keep highlighting I desire one psychic. Aza, the only one, said one of our heroines. She, in general, got the innocence card, so she noticed it. Yes, I didn't feel it.
Not psychic, therefore? He has dual talents, if you can say it that way. The duality of his skills she displayed, especially the upbringing of Sliema Voykul. On one hand, Aza showed herself to be an excellent palmist within the framework of her gypsy skills, and on the other hand, she, of course, felt like a psychic. Sliema Voykul said she seemed like a mirror when listening to her tales.
I liked the person best. She really behaved strangely, then fell asleep. So I stood nearby. I thought, either to run for water, or how bad it had happened. Then she seemed to start telling everything clearly. What happened, and for what reason? But were there such psychics who weren't even worth it? Tatiana Evgenia also didn't say anything specific. Evgeny Abramovsky fire.
You know, I will support Vera. Evgeny, in my opinion, was an image. Audacious, elusive witch is a witch who shows no results.
Mikhail Viktorovich, what candidates do you have?
Weak, in my opinion, are indeed Evgeny Abramovsky, Tatiana Podlubnaya, and of course Alexander.
I suggest we take a vote. Let's embark on the ultimate journey.
Thank you very much.
Well, now the most important decision for today. Which of the psychics will have to leave the project?
Well, dear colleagues, thank you very much, and I'm going to see psychics who are waiting for me at the appointed time in the appointed place. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury has just reached a verdict. I will now open the white envelope and announce this week's top psychic according to the jury. Was recognized.
Petri and Gaza.
It's true because I'm a very strong fortune teller, but in many matters she's stronger than me. I'm with it.
I agree. And now perhaps, the most stressful moment of our project, one of you will have to leave in a minute.
No battle. The individual will indeed be Evgeny Abramovsky.
In my opinion, this battle is indeed a significant project.
And when they kick out the psychics, they keep the clowns. I find it unfair.
Zhenya and an ungrateful individual.
And you are a grateful boy.
Ungrateful. Once again, I chose the wrong person.
Mistaken once more. This is a lesson I will remember. However, the jury made that choice. I have no influence on it. The jury believes it to be a fair choice.
I wish for you to achieve all the successes for which you have come here. Truly, I wish you all the best of luck.
In any case, here you don't feel like some kind of outcast. Everyone here understands you. That is, if you say, I saw this picture and I heard a voice. Then they don't twist you like this. And it's absolutely normal. I perceive everything.
The only thing I'm sorry about is the clown.
I have immense respect for every single person who is present there.
Except
Clown.
But to you, dear friends, I want to tell you, our battle continues every Sunday at 8 p.m. on TNT.
More powerful and resilient.
Everyone came out stronger, well, you will.